So, good evening and welcome everyone who is joining us once again on Zoom and Facebook Live, locally in Hong Kong and globally to Naveda's 80 is the New 50 webinar panel discussion number 27. So, I am Veena Dansingani, founder, director, and alopecia hair loss specialist of Naveda Integral Wellness Center in Hong Kong, which is the first value based integral wellness center offering a transformative health experience to its clients in Hong Kong. Since the beginning of January 2021, Naveda has taken the initiative to educate people on happy, healthy, active, and purposeful living by running a campaign called 80 is the New 50, and we have been having these panel discussions every Thursdays without fail. For the month of July and August, we have taken the initiative to educate people about Indian medicinal plants and how they contribute to our health and well being. Naveda has once again invited experts and scholars to share their knowledge and insights on this subject, as Naveda is committed and dedicated to bring the Indian ancient wisdom to the global platform. And we at Naveda have a full range of therapeutic Indian herbs in the form of food supplements which can address various forms of health concerns from insomnia, Alzheimer's, depression, anxiety, stress, joint pain, and so on, which is very suitable and applicable to the modern people today. As we know that there is so much confusion amongst people about all the variety of herbs that is available and what and when are their uses and applications. So a lot of people find or ask, can this be used in complementary with modern medicine and so on. And thus we have our experts in this panel who will be sharing their insights and giving us clarity about this. In today's panel discussion, Naveda will be discussing about Brahmi, the miracle brain tonic. Of all Indian herbal therapies, Brahmi was and still is considered to be the premier herb for treating brain disorders and age-related mental decline, as well as for improving learning processes and memory. So Naveda would like to welcome our guest to the panel today. So first we have once again Dr. Tripathi from Ujjain. He is the director of Narmed Ayurvedam Panchkarma Center from Ujjain, India. Welcome, Dr. Tripathi, so much. Thank you so much for being here with us and sharing your knowledge generously with the audience. And then we have our new panel guest, which is Dr. Shruti. She is the chief physician from the Kotikal Ayurvedic Sala dealership, Kerala. Welcome, Dr. Shruti. Did I say that correctly?
Ayurvedic, yeah, Vaidhyashala.
Okay, it's Ayurvedic Shala. Okay. So welcome, Dr. Shruti. You can unmute yourself.
Kautikala Ayurvedishala dealership. Okay.
Okay, very good. And then we have Dr. Sanjay Nagakar, who is a renowned microbiologist and scientist, a biotechnologist, PhD from the University of Hong Kong. We have, as usual, also our very own director, Mr. Lal Darinani, who is our director and Naveda's 80 is the New 50 campaign ambassador. So welcome once again to everybody. It is such a wonderful thing to be coming here time and time again every Thursday, same time, and discussing about subjects which really matter. So today, which we are going to be talking about Brahmi. So Dr. Tripathi, could you please tell us some of the benefits of Brahmi? Why is it called the miracle brain tonic?
Veena, sorry, Dr. Tripathi, to interfere here. Like, I just wanted to take today's discussion like a little bit like in a connection with the past discussion, right? So, what happened, like, just for the audience, let them know like we have a continuous series on ashwagandha, neem, amla. And what we have learned so far from Dr. Tripathi and his colleagues, that wonderful benefits of that. And then a lot of questions came into mind. And last session, we had a lot of questions like, can we take amla, neem, or ashwagandha with honey or without honey, with milk, and all those kind of things. So I think like it would be very interesting, like in today's discussion, if you mention about, obviously we are going to learn a lot about Brahmi, but then you can put in relationship with like the other herbs which we have talked, because the same question will arise today. So I think like that would be very useful for the audience also, because it's by default these questions will come, because now we are going to learn a benefit of Brahmi. Then we are going to ask like, can we take ashwagandha Brahmi together? Can we take amla Brahmi together? So before we say, you put like certain kind of recipe and concoction, like with honey, without honey, or whatever we have discussed last time, that would be great. Please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much, Sanjay sir. It's always great to get a very good, direction for discussion, or for, exploring the things, exploring the herbs by you. It's really my pleasure to be here with Naveda again. Thank you so much for giving me this golden opportunity. Talking about Brahmi, Brahmi is a wonderful herb. Sometimes people are calling it Manduk Parni also. Sometimes some scholars are considering that Brahmi, Manduk Parni, they are two different herbs like that also. And sometimes they have been mentioned as synonyms also. Anyway, we'll not go into that confusion. The Brahmi as a herb, which we talk about, it is basically having a lot of medhya property. Medhya means retention power. See, there are so many things when we are talking about brain in Ayurveda. They say dhi, dhriti, smriti, medha, like that. There are so many categories in which they are mentioning sometimes about how much you are able to recall the things. Another one, how much you are able to grasp while studying or while looking into something. And one more thing, how much you are able to reproduce. So in that way, when they are talking about the retention power, learning something and retaining it for a very long time, like for a lifetime, that capacity is called as medhya. And this is the main property of Brahmi, which is known in Ayurveda. Apart from that, when we are talking about Brahmi, definitely the very number two is Balya. Balya means energizing, energy boosting. So when something is going to give you a kind of power, I won't say energy, a kind of power by which you are able to retain lots of things which previously you were not able to, in such kind of condition, definitely it is going to give, it is giving energy, and it is expanding your capacity, your mental capacity, and also your physical capability, like that. Moving even further, they call Brahmi as Vaya Sthapak, the most important property which the world wants nowadays, which is proven in Mr. Lal, that in whichever be the age you start taking Brahmi, it is Vaya Sthapak. Your age, your physical condition will be stopped, will be paused right there. Only your age will increase, and your physical condition and mental condition will remain the same for the lifetime. That kind of promise they are doing with Brahmi in almost all the literatures of classical Ayurveda or the Vedic Ayurveda. How it can be achieved is, so much Brahmi leaves are available in the market, capsules are available. But as we talked earlier, as Sanjay sir also agreed in previous, our wonderful previous sessions, that the way you collect a herb, the way you very blissfully welcome the herb to give you everything, whatever you need or whatever the herb is possessing, then definitely that herb is going to give you everything which it can give. Yeah. So that way, if we are collecting and consuming Brahmi, definitely it is one of the best medhya, retention power enhancement. Number two, Balya, very good energy booster, immediate energy booster, and long lasting energy booster, which is very important. Moreover, Vayasthapak, which means that it is going to pause your physical condition where it is. Only your age will increase, but your body and mind will remain as young as you are. Yeah. So, Dr. Shruti, I think you can add many more things about Brahmi. Yeah, please proceed. Thank you.
Unmute, Doctor. Yes.
Good evening. As Tripathi sir told mostly about Brahmi, but still there is a controversy in there is two plants, Brahmi and Mandukabarni. In classical textbooks, in some yogas, in according to Charak Samhita and other classical textbooks, Brahmi is taken as Mandukabarni. Both are same, and but upon Kerala and upon coming to South India, we are considering these two as two plants. Brahmi is Bacopa moneri, scientific name, and Mandukabarni as Centella asiatica. But both have the qualities, both are having on the same qualities only. Both are Vayasthabana quality and also Methya Rasayanam. Main uses Methya Rasayanam. As Tripathi sir told, it is a memory enhancer, brain booster. And while taking Brahmi as a in the form of gridda, that means it should be boiled in ghee, processed in ghee, and the ghee taking in that manner only, it will go through the blood-brain barrier. It will boost the memory and other things. And coming to the clinical studies on Brahmi. It is having it will help in neurotoxicity conditions, and also the new study talks about its anti-hyperglycemic action. It is having and it is used as a in anti-hyperglycemic activity, in vivo antioxidant potential, and also Brahmi is having some chemicals. It is good for skin disease, anemia also, in heart diseases and other respiratory ailments. But its main action is in classical textbooks. It is told in epilepsy, treating epilepsy and insanity conditions. Both are related more to memory and all. So in neuro action, it is clearly told in in relieving the neurotoxicity of the condition. And parts used in Brahmi, the parts used, the whole plant as it is crushed and the juice is taken. It can be used in that manner, and or otherwise you can dry the plant as a whole and powder it. And coming to the dosage, if you are taking the plant as a whole and crushing in juice, the dose is only 10 to 20 ml juice once. That means if you are taking after breakfast or in early morning on empty stomach, the dosage is 10 to 20 ml only as juice. And if it comes to powder form, it is 5 to 10 gram. It is adult dose, I'm telling, not for children. And about the decoction, that means it is boiling in water and reducing to 1/8. The water is reduced to 1/8. That means it is a decoction. And coming to the dosage of decoction, it is 550 to 100 ml. While we are boiling the Brahmi plant as a whole and reducing to 1/8. And coming to some yogas, that means formulations used in Brahmi, we are having Saraswata-Arishtam. That Saraswata-Arishtam, Tripathi sir may be knowing, this good brain booster, and also in some Manasika conditions also, it is working very well. We are getting miracle result in using Saraswata-Arishtam. And next main thing is Manasamitram Vadagam. It is also in used in insanity conditions and other layman's knowledge. And come to other one, Brahmi Vadis, Mriti Sagara Rasam, Brahmi Arkam. So many preparations are there.
Wonderful. So there seems to be a lot of different recipes of Brahmi, right? And lots of benefits. But again,
Yeah.
so Dr. Sanjay, what would do you consider this mainly as a, what is your input? Is this mainly like a brain tonic for?
No, as you see, there are two things may like happen, as Dr. Shruti mentioned. There's an old textbook, and then there's a lot of new clinical studies. So that's what I talk about biotechnology. Biotechnology is nothing but it's a modern science, and doing a lot of like new studies and see that what is its effect. So yeah, you can divide this into two parts, and that's very nicely said. Like one is the literature, right? A very old literature, what was said and all those kind of things. And second, I try to put like from this side is scientific verification or the modern science, what modern science is talking about, right? So these days, as we said, like Ayurveda has its own procedure, own recipe, own description. So that is why it has its own science. Whereas, like when we talk about the modern science is like is nothing about Ayurveda or nothing about like nothing about Indian medicinal plant, or they don't classify as a Indian medicinal plant or traditional Chinese medicine or things. For them, it's a herb is herb, and then they study the herbs, the like molecule, which molecule is active molecule, and they study the active molecule about it. So yes, like there's a lot of new information coming up as the research going on, but primarily, as mentioned Dr. Tripathi and Dr. Shruti, these are the most fundamental and most important widely known applications for Brahmi. Yeah.
Wonderful. So, Dr. Tripathi, I have a question for you. Again, relating back to all the herbs that we've been talking about, and today we talk about Brahmi. So, for brain tonic, can Brahmi just be taken on its own, or it has to be combined with some of the other herbs that we have talked about? Unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, see, Brahmi can definitely be taken alone because it is having all the properties which a complete herb is supposed to have. Yeah, it is highly potentiated herb, and it is working on multiple organs, multiple systems. Once something is giving strength to your brain, then I believe it. What I believe, strongly believe, is our body is like a tree upside down. The roots are at the top, and the branches are in the form of legs and hands, which are just dropping down from the tree. So we are like upside down tree. So when a herb or when a medicine is giving strength to your roots or to the central nervous system or to the brain, if something is energizing your brain, definitely your all the nervous system of your body is going to get energized, and it is going to give strength to you. So definitely Brahmi can be taken alone also, and it can be taken and definitely, as we talked earlier about turmeric, we talked about ashwagandha, we talked about amla. Definitely Brahmi can be taken with all those previous herbs, because Brahmi is such a herb which is least contraindicated in any of the condition. Yeah, it is something which is least contraindicated, and we need not follow a lot of diet and regime while taking Brahmi, because it is like a pungent taste. It is having like pungent taste, and it is having a coolant property as a whole. Yeah, while getting digested also, and even after getting completely digested and absorbed in the body, the Brahmi is having cool property. It is going to cool your stomach, it is going to help your brain to cool down. So it can be taken alone. When we are moving even further in migraine conditions, in conditions of like pitta jashira shul, where there is a lot of stress, and where there is a lot of heat in your brain, and you are getting a lot of aggression and all, in such conditions, even nasal drops, in the form of nasal drops also, the juice of Brahmi can be administered, or sometimes if it is not available as a fresh juice, definitely decoction can also be put in via nostrils, two drops in each nostril. And in very acute migraine conditions, I should tell you, in modern medical science there is an international society for migraine, and in their latest conference also worldwide, they have declared that migraine is something which is absolutely incurable disease. It is not from information is there in Google and search it. In such acute migraine attack kind of condition where you are having an acute headache and there is projectile vomiting and you are feeling like you want to hit your head against the wall, then only it will be relieved. You are getting absolute irritation by loud noise and by seeing the light. In all such acute migraine attack conditions, you can take Brahmi capsule or Brahmi juice or Brahmi extract orally also, and we can put two drops of Brahmi in the nostrils also. And if the condition is even acute, we just have to take dry powder of Brahmi and we have to just blow it inside the nostrils of the patient, and within fraction of seconds the migraine attack will come down to very normal. Within fraction of seconds I am talking. So like that, Brahmi is a miracle herb. When we are talking about a herb which is medhya, which is going to give energy to your brain, which is going to energize your central nervous system, it is having lots of miracles which we need to unlock. Yeah, Dr.
Yeah,
Shruti.
doctor, I've been taking one every day.
Oh,
Brahmi, I've been
That's
taking one every day. Can I take two? Can I start
no,
taking two?
no, one is enough.
One
In
is enough.
one, yeah.
I thought
In
if I
one
take
you are
one more, I'll become more sharper.
no,
so
this
one,
is this
how
is
much mg or how much should one take?
yeah. Dr. Shruti will tell, I think.
Dr.
Yeah.
Shruti,
Powder, in the powder form, it is maximum dose is up to 10 gram.
10 gram.
Then I see. How much is it one capsule contains?
I think it is 5 gram. That is up to, that is not a.
Yeah,
Veena,
up
you
to
can pick up the product
125
and can have a look.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
good, brother.
So this is the product that we are
Yeah.
using.
Yeah, it must be, I think, 125 to 500 gram,
This has got
250 grams.
300 mg of Brahmi and
Okay.
50 mg of Amla.
Oh, it's a
The
wonderful
capsule
combination.
form.
Yes, in a capsule form.
Capsule form. That's what I've been taking every day.
So is that enough with one or like two should be taken?
See, I think they have. I think Naveda is very, because Sanjay sir is there. Definitely, they have concised the 10 gram to must be 125 milligram the extract of Brahmi. So yeah, Sanjay sir, am I right?
Yeah, this is like the extraction. So obviously
Yeah.
that the gram is obviously converted into milligram. That's the whole
Correct.
purpose. So
Yeah.
this is basically the active molecules coming out, and that is why I said like it's a different from the like Ayurvedic concept and the knowledge. Is like a pure modern science where you extract the active molecule and see the potency and the efficacy of it. So 300 milligram is more than enough. It works usually, but yes, it's not like a miracle as you said, like in this particular format. I haven't seen someone, but maybe Mr. Lal can explain. But usually, what we experience, like when people take like 2 to 3 weeks, start consuming, they see the big difference after 2 3 weeks. Once
I've
it
been
becomes
taking
like
for
enough
some time.
potency in the blood, like develop that.
Yeah, but I've been taking Brahmi for quite some time, over a year now.
No. We've been giving you Brahmi for maybe 3 months only.
Only 3 months?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
turmeric
you
and
are confused between the ashwagandha,
ashwagandha.
brahmi, and all that amla and all that. Yeah,
Because my helper, she has been giving me, ashwagandha,
yeah.
Brahmi, amla, so whatever she be giving me, I've been taking. See, so now
Dr.
I want to
Shruti,
educate myself.
Dr. Shruti, I want to just share for our audience what happened. Like Ayurveda is well established inside India. So inside India, there are a lot of practitioners like you who can, the patient can go to them, or go to you guys, and then you can have like a different kind of preparation. The facilities are available. But out of India, those facilities are not available, right? So therefore, the only way is to have like this capsule format. So this is like what we are doing. I'm a scientist, so this is not like one of those Ayurveda capsule which you get in the market, like in the Indian market. Everywhere you see like Amla capsule, Brahmi capsule, Ashwagandha capsule. These are done in a very precise way by following the proper scientific protocols. And then, as we previously discussion, we mentioned with Dr. Tripathi, the efficacy and the potency is very, very important. So unless the efficacy is not there, it doesn't work, So the efficacy has to be there. So everything what we are working in a capsule format, make sure like the efficacy is there, because the effect should be measurable, that after such and such time period, like, okay, you can see certain benefits. So that's how it is, just for your information. Yeah.
Wonderful. So moving on, I understand Brahmi is also very good for children. Now, children have a lot of attention deficit disorder these days. I want to let the audience, I would like Dr. Shruti to share with the audience how good it is for children.
For children, we used to give Brahmi in many forms, as a whole plant juice in the juice form. And also, it is good, as early told, preparation with ghee preparation is very good, very much effective for children, because we should go for the qualities of ghee ones. If you have to explain that, it will cross the blood-brain barrier only. In the ghee formulations, it will be more effective as a made the rasayana. And also in cases like Tripathi sir maybe knowing, can explain about the Buddhagraha condition of the in Kaumarim cases. And in that condition also, we used to give Brahmi in as a whole. And in Kerala, Sanjay sir is asking about the treatment methods of Kerala. So we used to give Brahmi Swarasam, that is juice of Brahmi, in fever condition also in children, as it is Shida Viriam, that is cold potency, but in fever condition, it is very much useful. We will take the juice and mix with honey, and we will give in fever condition. In children, for the in memory enhancer and the brain booster, it will work well. And in some conditions, in children, anemic conditions also can be cured by Brahmi, because it is having an it will increase the hemoglobin level also. Research studies have gone through it, and it acts as a blood purifier, and also used in good epilepsy, the bacoside chemical, and the coming to the hemoglobin glycosylation. The studies have gone through it, and in children mainly we can give Brahmi on empty stomach early morning as a juice, 5 ml dosage, mixing with honey. That will be
Right. Are you saying anything else?
no, nothing.
Okay. So, Dr. Tripathi, what would you like to add on to that?
Yeah, definitely for kids. When we are talking about kids worldwide, I think kids will be small. Kids are definitely suffering from sometimes breathing disorders, cough, cold, and sometimes stammering. They are not able to speak up properly. All the words are not coming out. Sometimes they are not able to speak like pronounce ra, la, like that. Sometimes there are words or there are letters which they may not feel very comfortable to pronounce. For all such conditions, Ayurveda says, for Shwas, for all the breathing disorders, for all the Kasa, Cas means all the coughing and respiratory, upper respiratory tract disorders and lower respiratory tract disorders, and swarbhed, where the epiglottis is not working properly, and the voice box here is not getting properly coordinated with the tongue and all the nervous system around the tongue and the throat. For all such conditions, definitely they have mentioned the use of Brahmi. And Brahmi can be given according to Vata, Pitta, and Kapha, the various body types, as we have discussed earlier. And it can also be given in various forms, like the Panch Mahabhutas, which we definitely have talked earlier. If there is a deficiency of, say, say air, then definitely we can even fumigate the herb, and it can be given as a fumes. Sometimes if it is not comfortable for a person to consume it orally or through nasal route, definitely fumigation is mentioned in Ayurveda. It's called as Dhupan Chikitsa, like that. So Brahmi is best used along with the ghee or along with the clarified butter. Yeah, we can call it. And if it is consumed with milk, if clarified butter of good quality is not available, definitely it can be consumed with milk, consumed with hot water in the absence of anything else. So what capsule you have prepared, and what the capsule that Naveda is having, and that capsule is containing Avla and Brahmi both, which is really a very, very, very useful combination. So we can take that capsule along with ghee or along with clarified butter for the best use of Brahmi, or to get 100%, 100% from that herb. It has to be taken with clarified butter or with milk. That is what they say. Yeah.
So, Dr. Shruti and Dr. Prapati, I have one question over here. Like, as we mentioned, Ayurveda is like a very old literature, and during that time, obviously, everything was very pure.
Yeah.
And these days, like the purity is a big issue. So, sometime when we say ghee, we even don't know whether this ghee is really a ghee or something else, right? There's a big issues these days, right?
Yeah.
So how to assure that, and especially like outside. So these days we hear a lot about A2 ghee, right? So can you suggest something little bit more about what type of honey or what type of ghee we should be using? And these kind of honey and ghee uh, uh, should be helpful in terms of even the people with the high cholesterol and the people with like the heart condition, because usually like when people have like ghee is like the cholesterol, so the people with the heart condition should be avoided that. So please give us some like a more light on this A2 ghee, and there's some type of the good honey which we can use out of India.
Yes, Dr. Shruti, you can start.
But honey, we can, I know the honey examining it in water, and we can see the honeycomb appearance in the underside of the water. Through that, we can confirm it is original one or not. And coming to the gridam, that is meant ghee, it does not, if it is the ghee is pure, that is homemade ghee, we are churning it from the curd, and we are just melting the butter. If we are making it homemade ghee, it won't increase the cholesterol levels as such. It is pure, and studies have gone through it. But as Sanjay sir told, the ghee available in the market is not as such pure. So it will increase the cholesterol levels. Pure ghee will increase only HDL levels. It won't increase the LDL and TGL.
Yeah, that's very true. See,
Prapati,
yeah. When we are talking about A1 and A2 milk, definitely if it is an animal, or if it is a cow which is a hybrid cow, or like it is a cross breed, definitely they are going to produce A1 A1 protein in the milk. And if it is a cow or if it is an animal of the 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 original breed, if it is a milk from the original breed cow of any country, it must not be an Indian breed cow, you know. Let there be cow from China or from US or from UK, Europe, anywhere. If it is the original breed from their country, the studies are telling that it is going to produce A2 protein, which is anti-carcinogenous, which is going to give lot of strength to your body, which is even, you know, which is able to help you get rid of high cholesterol levels also. Yeah, in India what we are telling it, if telling to the people is, if you are having a clarified butter or ghee from any Indian breed cow, let it be Gir Gai, the Gir or
Girgai, yeah.
yeah, or any other local breed which is not hybrid of cow, then that particular ghee you are supposed to take something around 50 to 100 ml per day. And this, taking this 50 to 100 ml of this clarified butter produced from the local breed which is not hybrid cow, then definitely it is going to lubricate, enhance the lubrication of your joints. It is going to reduce the high cholesterol levels of your body. And even you, it can help you to reduce your obesity, to get rid of your obesity. Like that, so many properties have been mentioned. So if we are adding a combination of your kind, of Naveda kind, like the Brahmi and the Amla, along with the clarified butter, which is produced from the milk of any local breed cow of any part of the world, definitely it is going to give the same effect which they have mentioned in Ayurveda. Yeah.
So now there's a very interesting question. You see, like uh, we know in India, this is very specific to India, and all the Indians and non-resident Indians are around the world. They have this tendency that doesn't matter how long they are living out of India, they go to the Indian provision stores to buy to do their shopping. They never go in a like the shopping style is very like uh, uh,
I see.
much influenced by their Indian background. So now in India, India is actually, we say milk, but milk is mostly coming from buffaloes. India is not a country where cows is producing milk in a commercial quantity. That is for sure, right? So if someone say like ghee, the perception is given ghee means cow milk. But that much cow dairy I never seen in my life in India. Like if I do the research and if you visit the places, you will see the milk industry in India is run by buffaloes. So now this is the big question, like means when we don't have a well established cow milking industry in India, I have never seen one. I visited everywhere, right? There may be some domestic or personal kind of usage, but industry point of view, commercial point of view, there is none. It's very, and if you know somewhere, please let me know. I'm very much interested to know about this cow commercial milk industry. So that I understand about ghee, but can ghee is coming from buffalo milk? And if it
That
is coming from
coming
the
to the milk.
buffalo milk, sorry, if it is coming from the buffalo milk, do this ghee has a same property like the cow milk?
Yeah. Milk properties differ. Buffalo milk and cow's milk properties differ. Tripathi sir, we are studying no Mahisha, Kshiram and Gavyam. It is both are different. But coming to the ghee, it is never. And I have not read about Mahisha Gridam and Gavyam Gridam. Have you ever seen in any textbooks? I think Grida qualities both are same. Coming to Grida, because it is going through fermentation. So many processes it is going through. So I think coming to the ghee qualities, both are same, I think. But sir can clarify it.
See, if we are preparing, see, the process of preparation of ghee is very important. if we are just taking out the upper layer of the cooled milk, that which is called as malai, and if we are taking that fat part from the milk and just keep on, collecting it, and we are preparing the ghee at the end, definitely it will have a very, very heavy properties. Let it be from cow or buffalo, let it be from any other, any other source. But if we are following the exact and correct procedure of preparation of ghee, definitely it will be beneficial, and it will be light in nature, and it is going to give lot of strength to the body. Like we are preparing yogurt, and then we'll be churning the yogurt, and then some butter is coming out, and the buttermilk is getting separated from the butter, and we'll be again, deep frying that butter and preparing the ghee. Definitely
The
there.
you can tell the Pagavastha, no, that forming, then from form comes, no, Pagavidhi, you can explain, no?
Yes.
Pagavidhi, it depends upon the quality, depends upon the Pagavastha. If Amavastha is there, means that Sanjay sir, as Sanjay sir told, it will be heavy. But if it undergoes the correct Pagavastha, that means a Fena, Fena Samshamanam, I think. In Krida, Fena Samshamanam is the Pagavidhi, sir?
Yeah, true.
Ah, so
So
See,
Tripathi, Dr. Tripathi, can you suggest some known brand, both of you, that we can trust from India? We can see like, okay, this is done, because like, see, we are talking about like the international market. We don't have access to. We want to get access to something good, so it will be a great help
see,
to understand.
yeah, it is very important, Sanjay sir, what you have mentioned actually. Nowadays, I am having even like more than 20 of my friends who are working as a startup in Indian cow, or in, A2 milk industry. They have
Mm.
started. One of my friend has bought 800 cows, Gir Gai, the Gir
Okay.
cow, 800 cows. They were having diamond business earlier, and they wind up everything, and they started, the cow business, and they are selling cow's milk in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, for 150 rupees liter. Like
Okay.
that, the milk they are selling. So just forget about the clarified butter, the ghee. They are selling for something starting is 3,000 rupees, and it is highly scientifically and with all the lab reports and A2 and everything they are working upon it.
Mm.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
like that, so there nowadays so many startups are there in India, which have opened the all the doors of cow industry in nowadays. And even even if we are seeing in places like of mine, Ujjain is a very small city as compared to, other parts of the world. But in Ujjain also, traditionally connected with various temples, there are so many sheds which have been allotted for cows. So nowadays they have started all those shades for cows, and youngsters are coming up as a shepherds, I should say, to take care of all the cows, and to just keep on multiplying the Indian breed cows. And they are working on how to enhance the quality of milk, how to produce a good amount of clarified butter. And me as an Ayurveda physician, we are buying all those ghee from all such people, and we are preparing medicines out of Brahmi, out of Ashwagandha, and out of Dashmul, so many herbs, and we are giving to our patients. And it is like the history is getting repeated again. So it is happening here nowadays, Sanjay sir.
Good. Good. Thanks for sharing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So, any other questions for or anything else you would like to share about Brahmi? Maybe some recipes, homemade recipes for the audience, which they can easily prepare. Dr. Tripathi.
Yeah, I am always, this recipe part is always my favorite part because I prepare a very good food according to my wife, so, because she don't want to do it all the time. That's another thing. So Brahmi is a herb which is having the taste of certain vegetables like bitter gourd. Okay, we can say, we can compare because they are having, pungent taste kind of
Yeah.
things. So the all those preparations which we are doing for the pungent juices or the pungent herbs or the pungent salads or the pungent fruits, all those things can be done with the Brahmi also. I'll give you an example. Ayurveda says that uh, for getting a complete benefit from Brahmi as a Medhya Aushadhi or as a Medhya medicine or as a memory enhancer, what you have to do is, they are asking you to go for Vardhaman Brahmi Rasayan. Yeah. What is that? As Mr. Lal was asking whether I should increase the dosage of the capsule or this is sufficient. So from the very classical texts of Ayurveda, I want to answer you this, that they have mentioned for getting complete benefit from Brahmi as a memory enhancer, as a rejuvenator, you have to keep on increasing the dose every day for 10 days. Like one day, if you are taking capsule, definitely we have to upgrade it because we are not having, everybody cannot lots of Brahmi leaves, yeah, in different parts of the world. So we have to rely on some amazing, medicine producers like Naveda, definitely. So we have to take one capsule for first day, two capsules second day, three capsule third day. Like that, we can keep on increasing it for 10 days. And after 10 days, keep on reducing it to one capsule on 19th day. Like that. It's a 19-day cycle. Along with that, what Ayurveda is telling is you have to take Shira Anna, you have to take rice and milk and rice preparations, whatever you can do from them, you have to take. And along with Brahmi, you have to keep on increasing the quantity of milk because it has to be taken with milk for getting complete benefit as a memory enhancer. So one capsule every day you have to increase for 10 days, and after 10th, from 11th day keep on increasing and come down to one capsule on 19th day. The same way, keep on increasing the milk from half cup to 1 cup, 1.5 cup, like that for 10 days, and keep on reducing it. And throughout the day you are supposed to eat only rice, preparations of rice and milk. Like that, if you are doing for 19 days, then you can achieve the level of a yogi. Yeah, you will be having a divya drishti. You will be able, are, feeling about you, or if you are
Yogi Lal.
Yeah,
yogi.
I'm sure I'm going to try that.
Are you saying that one, that means you, on the 10 day you're supposed to take 10 caps?
Yes, 10 capsule means like,
Yes.
okay, yeah. And then like you start 11th day, you take 9, 12th day, you take 8th, okay, 13th day, you take 7, and then by 19th, then you come back to the 1.
But
Yeah, but it has to be done. Yeah, Vinaji, it
together
is.
one time or separately throughout the day?
No, see, this has to be done in medical supervision only. Yeah,
Yes, exactly.
because on fourth or fifth day, you will feel like your brain, like you are in moon. You will feel gravitation at very low level. Like that it will be, because all the hormones are moving in different directions of your brain. It's like when you are doing meditation, your mind is like going to get blast with thoughts, right? In the beginning, if somebody is doing meditation, in the beginning it's like, oh, I'll go mad, so many thoughts are coming at once. Like that, what you can achieve with yoga, what you can achieve with meditation, what you can achieve with meeting with very very powerful gurus or very powerful deities, the same things you can achieve with herbs also. There, like, these are different routes to achieve what you are, and all to realize all your powers, and to realize the, we talked about the movie Lucy, when your brain is, getting charged to 100%. I tried this in my college time, and on fifth day I was going to my bathroom, and when I was stepping down in to the first floor, to the one step down, in front, I saw that I am going to step upon a earthworm. Okay, there was a small insect. I saw that in front, that my foot is going to step upon some insect, and when I saw down, definitely there was an insect. So that you will start getting divya drishti, which means is you will be in connected, you will be more connected to the mother nature and all the changes which are happening around you. You will be least harmful to the nature, and you will be most useful for the people around you. Like that it is. Yeah.
I'm going to start from tomorrow.
Okay.
Dr. Shruti, you have something to add to this?
Actually, Tripathi sir told it is Vardhamana, that is Rasayana. It should not be taken in, without medical supervision, I think, because many hormonal changes and all. In our textbooks also, it is told very strict patya. That means food and also mental restrictions are there. One should isolate himself from other life activities and all. So you should take, you should not take it as in
Yeah, so
home
in
as
that way,
such.
what
And
we say, like,
coming to the
yeah, please go ahead.
and coming to the Brahmi, according to my opinion, it should be taken along in the form of ghee only. That means Purana Grida it is told. That means Purana Grida means 10-year-old ghee. 10-year-old ghee means one should keep the ghee for 10 years. Then the potency of the ghee itself will increase. And ghee has a special quality that is one drug or anything that is boiled in ghee, that ghee will increase the potency of that drug to 10 times or 100 times without losing the potency of the ghee itself. So Brahmi as a brain booster, if you are it should be acting in the CNS, then it should be combined with ghee form, and you should take ghee in the empty stomach. 1 teaspoon ghee, it will be the dosage. 1 teaspoon ghee in the early morning, one can take.
So this is very interesting. Like last 3-4 discussion, what new things we are learning over here, beside the Indian medicinal plant, the importance of ghee and honey, right? So we are because the way you mentioned, Dr. Shruti, right now, it's such an important point, and Dr. Tripathi, you are mentioning already. It's such an important point. I always wonder why in India it is not say so significantly. We say, okay, ghee is good, is good for health. That's it, period. Right? Go a little bit more deeper and explain what you are explaining just now. It's so important. People should understand the importance of it, right? So unless people understand the importance, like you say, like a very interesting thing you mentioned, like 10 years old ghee, right? I never heard, like, means, okay, I'm also a scientist, but like different discipline has a different literature. Now,
Yeah,
10
it is
years
have
old
gone through.
ghee is so interesting. It means like if you are aging, if the ghee is like the process it is made, it is aging, it is like working as a better facilitator, right? That's what you said, like you mix with any rasayana and it enhances the absorption of that rasayana with the higher potency. Now the question again come back to the same thing, like we understand, but where we get a 10 years old ghee? Is anyone is selling 10 years old ghee in India?
Yeah, I think some pharmaceuticals are using it. I think so. Ayurveda Shala is using
Okay,
it.
so they using the some kind of concoction recipes. Okay.
Yeah, having Prapurana Gridam and Purana Gridam. Prapurana means 100-year-old ghee. That is very, very good, the more potency. And Purana Gridam is 10-year-old ghee.
So what is the cost of these kind of items? Because now you create some interest in me. Uh, in traditional Chinese medicine, I just wanted to share this thing and you can compare. There are certain kind of herbs or certain kind of recipes which are like in Indian rupees, maybe 5 lakhs rupees per dose. Okay, so that's how, like, when you're talking about 100 years old ghee, it sounds like that. It must be very expensive or not very expensive.
Not available in the market though.
Yeah,
But
it cannot. Like, if someone start today, they have to wait the next generation for it.
in the treatments and in the authentic treatment centers, I think they are using we are having some treatment centers here, some famous hospitals. They are using it. I think so.
So you mean to say, like, in India, there are certain people, those who are at least keeping 5 to 10 years old ghees, definitely,
Yeah.
if this is true.
Yeah,
Okay.
in some Ayurvedic treatment centers are there. Some families are there. Families are running.
Yes, exactly.
The
Okay.
hereditary families are there, especially in Kerala. So I think they might be having. I have
Okay.
heard through it.
And is there any way to store them? There must be the
There
special
are
way of
ways.
storing them.
Yeah, way of storing is mentioned. That should be, I think, in some brass vessels or golden vessel. I think golden vessel or silver vessels. I think so. And some ways of storing other. I'm not clear about it. Maybe
Okay, Mr.
Tripathi sir
Lal,
maybe.
there's a new business here, entrepreneurship, like Dr. Tripathi, like this is one more, like A2 ghee, like we go to the A2 aging ghee,
We should
Yeah,
get it
true.
from
preserve in
India.
the gold vessel, right? Just the
Very
light.
true, very true.
Yes,
See,
yes.
even in my family tradition, we are preparing one anjana, or we can preparing one kajal. We are preparing one kajal, which we prepare from minimum 10-year-old ghee, and it looks like this. Yeah, it's a ghee, which it's a medicine which we have prepared from 10-year-old ghee, and we are giving this medicine for enhancing eye vision, and to make people get rid of their specs. Yeah, that much wonderfully it enhances the vision of your eyes. The very first person who got rid of the specs and got the vision completely renewed is myself only. Yeah.
Hmm.
And so such kind of wonders we can do with old, minimum 10-year-old ghee. And in the whole world there is tradition of keeping the things, keeping the rice, keeping the wine for many years, right? There are tradition of keeping things for longer time and enhancing the property of it. So same way in India it is ghee. Yeah, not the wine, it's the ghee.
Very interesting, very interesting. So, like, I think, like, we should talk to you more about on the same line.
Yeah.
So, yes, the common point I try to pick up today, obviously ghee and honey is important, but one of the important point beside the memory enhancer and other stuff is enhancing the hemoglobin level. So that is the new property. So anyone has like a hemoglobin problem in the blood, maybe that is why you talking about the Shakti, because like if you have a good hemoglobin, there's a good oxygen flow into the body, and then even the good oxygen flow into the body, so obviously the every cell is revitalized, something like that. Very interesting information. Veena, anything else you want to ask?
So yes, my other question is, if somebody were to just take Brahmi as a brain tonic and don't do anything else, like people say you need to sleep, you need to do yoga, you need to meditate, you need to eat good food, you need to do so many things to keep your brain alive. Now, if somebody does not do all these things but just takes Brahmi, does it still work?
Absolutely. If you are taking Brahmi, uh, absolutely, with Amla or with Ashwagandha or with turmeric, or with any other good herb, wonderful category of herb, or if you want to take Brahmi alone, you must take it. Try to take it with milk if you are getting good milk there. And Ayurveda says if you are not getting anything else, you just take it with lukewarm water, which is the best. Anupan, they say, the
So my
co
question
drink.
is, like, if there are people who are lazy, they do not want to exercise, they do not want to sleep on time, they're not really aware of good nutritious food for the brain. So if they just say, okay, we tell them just take Brahmi, will it help?
I want to answer this one.
Yeah.
No,
Hmm.
no. Okay, it's not about like there is no something called magic. Like it's a whole dynamics, right? Yeah. So it's a ecosystem, our prakriti, and that is why like Ayurveda is all about that. Ayurveda is not like something magic. Like Ayurveda is like is science of life, right? So yeah, so any person who want to get a shortcut, the answer for them is like there is no shortcut.
Yeah,
You need to work a little bit something from your side as well.
exactly.
Am
That
I now? You can add Dr. Tripathi on.
Yeah, true. See, definitely Sanjay sir is always right because he's the boss. Boss of knowledge also, I should say. Uh, Moreover, if somebody doesn't want to do yoga, somebody doesn't want to do anything else or anything good, which nowadays people are knowing that this is good, this is not good. If they don't want to do anything good, they don't want to go towards the sattvic side, the positive side, the must do side, then definitely if you are taking Brahmi, it is an ancient herb from our country. Yeah, it is the ancient herb which is mentioned in Ayurveda. It was used in yagyas, it was used in various, ancient and Vedic procedures. The Brahmi has been used. We are using, Indian civilization is using Brahmi from more than 4 to 5,000 years. So Brahmi is such an old friend of us. If you are taking continuously Brahmi, definitely your mind will move from the rajas and tamas side of the activities towards the sattvic and positive sides, and you'll start doing yoga, and your mood will be like from swinging to getting stabilized. Like that, your body and your mind will be moving towards, from the very negative and dark sides of your brain to the very positive and very enlightening sides of your brain. And you very early morning you get the mood like, no, I want to do yoga now, I want to do meditation, I want to study, I want to do something very good for the mankind. Like that, that positivity, all the enthusiastic hormones, a very good pumping by the heart, a very good cleansing of the body, a very good energizing of the nervous system, a very wonderful blood circulation throughout the body, and very positive thoughts, very good vision of your eyes, a very good hearing capacity, a very good getting rid of all the cervical and all the spondylitic and all the spinal pains, because it is pain relieving also. So like that, it is going to balance your vata, pitta and kapha, all the three body types, all the three doshas, and it is going to recharge you as a human being, as a divine being. Like that, in that level Brahmi works. Yeah, so one must use Brahmi every day.
I Yeah, I think like Veena, there is a question in a chat box. Maybe one of them would like to answer this question. You can read the question.
so the question is, what age is this to be taken to improve concentration and memory, and how long they have to continue taking this for? What is the long-term benefits which is no longer taking Brahmi? I'm not understanding, but basically, yeah. At what age can it be taken to improve concentration and memory, and how long does one need to continue taking it for?
What is the earliest age? Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, Dr. Shruti, you want to explain, please?
Age limit, Medi Rasayanam should be taken at age of below, starting from 7 years, I think. And no age limit, I think. The lowest age is 7 years. Age limit is not mentioned. One can take even at the age of 100 years also, one can take.
Yeah, 80 is sitting with us.
Been taking every day.
So Dr. Tripathi, like, so it's a 7 years. Like, what do you suggest? Like, the people should take over 7 years, or so the
Yeah,
children, like with the
Or
age of
from
3, 4, 5
newborn
years are
itself,
not.
yeah, definitely. See,
newborn itself we used to give.
definitely.
Tripathi
See,
sir, it is mentioned from newborn itself, from the day of after
Yeah,
1 week itself, we can give some amounts of medicines, such as Brahmi, Mandukbarni, and some other medicines we can give in the specific form mentioned, not as a powder and all. For easy absorption, we can give to the children mixing with breast milk, stanyam, we can give to improve the.
definitely. Yeah, yeah, it's very important thing Dr. Shruti has mentioned. Now the world is moving towards something which is called as Swarna Prashan. Swarna Prashan is a particular, it was earlier a part of uh, Indian culture or the Vedic culture, where when a child is born, to enhance the memory levels and to enhance the mental capacity of that particular newly born child, they used to do Swarna Prashan. Swarna Prashan is a procedure where we are mixing Brahmi, some ash of gold, vacha, and very old ghee. Like that, we are mixing various herbs and along with ghee, and we are preparing medicine. And uh, to a newly born child, definitely 1/8 of one eighth of a drop has to be given. And like that, we continue giving Brahmi, uh, and it can be given, and it can be taken for the lifetime. Definitely it can be given for the lifetime, because it is not at all contraindicated in any kind of condition, as far as I know. Yeah, so it can be taken right from a newly born child up till 100 to 120-year-old person, which we assume a person should live, especially when you are taking Brahmi, Ashwagandha, turmeric, Avla every day. Definitely you are supposed to cross up to 100 or a very healthy 120 minimum.
And whenever leave your house, you know which house to come back.
Certainly.
Right. Yeah.
Your own
Brahmi,
house.
Brahmi is going to help.
Yeah, because I remember like some of my friends, like parents got dementia and then they lived in the professor colony, and the father leave and then don't know which home to go back. So they all started putting the name card and typing the name of the father, stitching the name of the father, and then so everyone can know and send him to the right place. So yeah, so that lead to the question, like, is Brahmi play a significant role in preventing dementia?
Dr. Shruti. Yeah, Dr. Shruti, please tell.
Pardon?
Yeah, is
I'm not clear the
Brahmi
question.
play a significant role preventing dementia?
Yeah, Brahmi have playing a very significant role. Studies have gone through it, and in Alzheimer's disease also, it is having a good effect. And BM extract, bacoside, one chemical extract. The leaves contain bacoside, bacopsin, one chemical. It is good for neurodegenerative disorders. And it is good in Alzheimer's disease and other degenerative conditions of the neuro.
That's very interesting. So this is really good. So any people, those who have the dementia and Alzheimer's, maybe like the continuous usage of Brahmi over 50 years of age would definitely going to help them. So this is a good message for the audience, because a lot of people, like those who are aging, definitely suffer a lot from dementia and Alzheimer's. So I think like there's the major challenge in coming days is not about like general health, it's about the mental health. So I think like Brahmi, today's discussion is very important on that particular line, that in a preventive measures, like, okay, the people have other things, but means once you like, I have seen many people, once they enter into dementia and Alzheimer's, then they are treating. So here the message is like, when they are not entered into dementia and Alzheimer's, like say 50 years, right? And if they continue make the habit of taking Brahmi on a daily basis, will it help them to avoid dementia and Alzheimer's? Am I correct, Dr. Tripathi, Dr. Shruti?
Yeah, it's very
It
true,
is
because
the studies have gone through it.
in Ayurveda they have mentioned two important categories of mental disorders, which is called as Unmada and Apasmara. These are the two main headings under which all the mental disorders they have explained. And Brahmi is something which is standing over Unmada and Apasmara.
Hmm.
So they say that Brahmi is a wonder herb by is such a herb. By the help of this lonely herb, you can combat Unmad and Apasmara, all the mental disorder categories. Like that, they have kept Brahmi. So definitely it is very useful. Yeah.
Amazing. Hmm.
So,
Dr. Dr. Shruti, you want to say something?
Yeah, we have more concentrated Brahmis, this mental memory enhances and all. But it can be used in diabetic conditions also.
Wow.
It is a good anti-hyperglycemic drug. So studies have gone through it. And then Aveda is having that Amla Brahmi capsule. Amla is also having a diabetic cure property. So we can give in diabetic conditions also. I think so. It will work well.
Good.
so I hear also, because I also see that Brahmi is also put besides Amla. Brahmi is in hair products also. So does it help with hair growth? Dr.
Brahmi oil and Brahmi milk with Brahmi with milk, mixing with milk, we can use in hair pack also. As it is Shida Virium, it will help in hair growth. I think so. Shida Virium and cold in potency and Pittavada with the Shamana property it is having. So it will definitely help in hair growth. Tripathi sir can explain it
Yeah,
more
definitely,
scientifically.
because the nerve endings where the actually stimulation is much needed to open all the hair follicles in the skull, so that there will be proper growth of all the hairs. Uh, when we are going to that category, which are going to help for hairs to come out from the skull, in that category, almost all the herbs which we are seeing are having hot property. But Brahmi, Amla, Neem, they are such herbs which are helping you to helping the skull to grow more and more hairs, and it is also having a cool effect in your head. That is the best part of it. So definitely Brahmi is Medhya and Kesha. It is going to stimulate a good health for your hairs. So Naveda, at Naveda we have it.
Wonderful.
Calcium drugs, many calcium drugs are having Kabavardhana property. That means it is cold in nature and it can cause some types of respiratory infections, upper respiratory tract infection. But in case of Brahmi, coming to Brahmi, it is not Kabavardhana, I think. It is Vadapittahara, but it is not Kabavardhana due to the potency. That means it is Tiktarism. And coming to the Prabha, it is not Kabavardhana. So we can use it as a hair pack also for improving the hair.
Wonderful. So now we know that Brahmi is also a miracle herb.
Yeah, the Brahmi and everything is working on you. All the herbs are working on you, Veena.
Yeah.
See, you can see your hair.
But what we are realizing with all this series of discussion, that every herb seems like a miracle herb.
Yes, yes.
It
That's why
is.
we call it a power of Indian ancient wisdom. That's the Indian ancient wisdom, right? And this is very enlightening to hear the Ayurveda Acharya from India. And that's very important, Dr. Shruti, Dr. Tripathi. And I would like to encourage you guys like to bring more people from your fraternity, because I think like not only India, but the world want to listen to you guys from like your perspective. And we had a discussion before, like people have like 2 years diploma, 1 year diploma, 6 month diploma, and then they become the Ayurvedic practitioners. And then it's like more about the branding of Ayurveda. In that such branding, the authentic information will like disappear. So we want to bring the authentic information on a surface level, and that's what exactly happening over here last 2 3 um, panel discussions, and we would like to continue that. And yes, every Indian herbs, that's why we say like means there's a thorough studies on Indian medicinal plant. And the wonderful thing is like uh, we have the Indian medicinal plant for every organ or every disease, basically, so to say. Is just not uh, talked about much, or in a common platform, right? Because mostly this Ayurveda chars, they are a practitioner. So whoever will reach to Dr. Tripathi, Dr. Shruti, they will treat their patient, but they will not go in the market and advertise that they are like the way Dr. Tripathi mentioned, like the kajal from 10 years old ghee, right? To do like that. So that is, I think, like that is my takeaway from this particular discussion, that we learn a little bit more today, and we really want to add. So we added few more pages into our knowledge, the authenticity of the Indian Ayurveda, like medicinal plant. And we want to continue to give and share this knowledge with the wider audience, to clarify uh, those kind of doubts, because what we are trying to do here, we try to uh, bring the authenticity of the Ayurvedic science, let's put in this way, and the modern science, combining two together and presenting the Ayurveda, like say 5,000 years old science, into the contemporary time period, right? So I think from that point of view, we are doing a wonderful job here. So looking forward to hear more. Like it's very exciting.
I mean, so Dr. Tripathi, how many herbs are there in according to Ayurveda?
Yeah, Ayurveda is about more than 6,000 herbs.
Yes,
Um, it is a very minimum, from a very minimum side, but they have mentioned that you can never, count them all. Definitely, you
yes,
can never count them all. It's always modifying depending
But
upon the
Brahmi is
nature.
having four more varieties.
Yeah, true.
yes.
So Brahmi is having four varieties of Brahmi are there. Even going to deeper side, we can't even calculate, and we can even studies have not gone through it.
That's true. That's true. Like at the international market, like mostly we get the Bacopa species, like not other species of Brahmi. So and some other countries, like like Australia is the another country where the Ayurveda is very popular. And so they have certain like little bit more deeper variety of, so they will have a 2 3 species of Brahmi over there in Australia, not in other country like that. Yeah. So good. Thank you very much from my side. Yes, it was very enlightening. So as I said, like very rightly said, I added few more pages to my knowledge, and I will definitely go after you, Dr. Tripathi, to get the source of some kajal or the ghee. Ghee. We need to learn a little bit about ghee.
I think
So
itself can be a topic on its own.
and Dr. Shruti, like we really want to, because we work a lot with Kerala, and one of the idea here definitely is to take I think like Lillian, if Lillian is online, please can you bring her on thing if she's there. We have a person in Hong Kong who went to Kerala to learn the Ayurveda treatment, and she is a Chinese speaking person over here. And so we really want to learn more about like the facilities what Kerala is offering. And one of our idea is to bring the retreat tour group, right? So as you say, you have to come out from your daily life. So most of the people only go to the Haridwar and here and there kind of things when you guys are in contact. So why don't Dr. Tripathi, Dr. Shruti, like we try to work out something like 10-15 days tour, you know, so and then under your guidance, like people from all over the world can get the benefit of it,
Yes.
right?
Yeah,
So,
it would be wonderful to organize such a retreat.
yeah, definitely. Great.
I'm looking forward to go to India, to Kerala and Indore.
Yeah, Ujjain,
Yeah.
yeah.
Kerala and Ujjain, yes. Yeah, very near to Indore. I
Yeah,
remember I went to Indore, then from Indore we went to Jain, just
Yeah, by road, I think it's a half an hour by road, isn't it?
that's
yeah,
what.
yeah. 50
Oh,
kilometers. 50
yes.
kilometers.
Yeah.
So I
That's it.
have some questions on Facebook. I think Lillian is asking.
Uh,
Lillian is saying, is there any food or supplements we have to avoid to take with Brahmi?
Dr. Tripathi already answered, if I remember, like no contradiction.
No contra. Yeah, that's what she is asking. Any contraindications? Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So good. So, Mr. Lal, do you have anything to share with us today before we close?
Yes, how about bhajan? One para of bhajan. I'm
Yes.
sure Dr. Trapati likes me to sing,
Yes,
yeah?
yes. I'm a fan, big fan.
Yeah. So okay, here I start. ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो, ज्योत से ज्योत जगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, राह में आए जो दीन दुखी, राह में आए जो दीन दुखी, सबको गले से लगाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो, प्रेम की गंगा बहाते चलो.
Now,
Thank you.
Veena, you need a little bit translation for Dr. Shruti.
Yeah.
Need higher attention.
You heard
Anyways,
this, right? It's a very popular.
happy to attend the meeting, and I'm thanking each and everyone for inviting me to this scheduled meeting. And as Sanjay sir told, I have also added one more page of knowledge. So I'm thanking everyone, Tripathi sir, Veena ma'am, and Lal sir. Thank you. Okay, bye.
Pleasure.
Thank you for
Thank
joining.
you.
So much. Thank you so much.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you for sharing your knowledge and time.